Everest is in my heart.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. It may anything can happen to you there at that height.
So why not trying for the hardest one, because Everest is the hardest expedition.
Your determination, your hard work matter here in whatever you want to achieve in life.
Make myself like believe that I will do well and I will do my best.
I really don't know that Rifiness will really inspire from me and making me a role model.
We have to push ourselves well, and yes, it has taught us a lot of experience there. Like I want to do my best. Jain everyone, my name is Cadet Rifiness Warjri, born and brought up in Meghalaya, Shillong, and I'm from 61 Meghalaya Girls Battalion NCC. My journey begins from my school time. I can say that it's from the school where I joined in Auxilium Convent. That was the time when I was introduced for the Everest. But on those time, because I was just a little girl in class 5, I don't know that Everest is in my heart. So then when I enrolled myself in NCC and only in class 8 in Auxilium Convent, then I went to one camp that is in Nepal, where I was introduced by one instructor. That is the second woman from Meghalaya who climbed Mount Everest, Ma'am Dolin Karpi. It's from her when she shared her journey to the Everest, how it was. Yes, on those time I was like, wow, it is very incredible. So that was the time when I started to know about these adventures, and I started love on the adventures on those time.
Jai Hind everyone, myself Senior GCI Dolin Karpi. For the last 15 years I've been serving in NCC as a Girls Cadet Instructor, and at present I'm posted in 61 Meghalaya Girls Battalion NCC. I submitted Mount Everest in the year 2016. It happened when I was a cadet. Back then, I joined NCC in the year 2005 with the purpose, to get some experience of mountain climbing. Even me, I was inspired by some of the cadets who got a chance from NCC to do the mountaineering expedition from NCC. So coming from a village side, it really inspired me too. So I joined NCC with that purpose, and I'm lucky enough that when I joined NCC, my first camp was basic mountaineering course at HMI in the year 2006. Every year we always conduct a combined annual training camp for the cadets, so that they got the army training. Then they'll be able to make themselves eligible for the NCC exams, with all the trainings which are meant for them from the NCC. That all we give in the CATC camp. So during that time I was detailed. It was that CATC was conducted by the 2 Meghalaya Battalion. It was in the year 2018 at Nepal. So I was detailed as the one of the staff to attend that camp. So I attend that. I was staying with the girls, and it happened that Rifiness joined that camp as a cadet, as a JW cadet from her school, that is Auxilium School. So there was around 100 to 200 girls with me in that camp. So I was, as part of the training routine, in the daytime they have to go all those army training, drill, firing, lecture, and in the evening, afternoon side, after lunch, in the evening classes, we always conduct some motivational classes for the cadet. So being one of the achiever, one of the Everester, I got that chance. I have prepared some of the presentation for the cadet. So I took a motivational classes to them. I prepare some of the presentation, which I have the photos of climbing Mount Everest, showing them all the difficulties, the beautiful scenic, I'll say, of the Everest, and also I share that with them, and I really don't know that Rifiness will really inspire from me, and making me her role model.
So it was because as a cadet, when we are in that CATC camp when we went in Nepal. So it is a lecture time when we have to listen to what the instructor like sharing, so she was telling her story, like how she was going on a journey. It was incredible. It was a big opportunity from the NCC itself, and that's make me like, when she was giving a story, like my imagination was like thinking of how it is, how it goes. So then I started like, oh, even the adventures are also very interesting. So I started have a passion on this adventure. So then I start to go. Said, why not trying for the hardest one, because Everest is the hardest expedition. So okay, let's give a try. Who might knows, like we might get selected or not, but I'll do it. I'll give my best. So then I went for the selection. Then I did my best. And then waiting for shortlisted name to be going further for the selection process in Guwahati and Delhi. So then I wasn't selected at first. So yes, and at that time I was like, okay, maybe not my time to go. So then I got a phone call on the midnight, like on the night that that ma'am call had informed me that, Glory, do you really want to go for this expedition, because this is like that and all. So he said, yes ma'am, I really want, because my interest has been developed on those time. When she gave me the opportunity that there's a list for me that I can go for it, so I told ma'am that yes, I'll go for it. So it was very challenging. Yes, the selection process was also not easy, but still we have to push ourselves, push the limits. So then later, when I shortlisted, there were only 16 cadets who were selected.
Okay, when Rifiness was finally selected for Mount Everest, so we all were very happy. She represent the state, she represent the battalion, she represent her family, she represent, I'll say, the Khasi itself, the state itself. When the cadet is going through the selection procedure, the first that they do the training is at the I'll say at the Mountaineering Institute. There, like HMI, we have NIM. There, what they got the training is all the technical training, where they have to do all the icecraft training, how to cross the crevasses, how to do the self-arrest, how to use all those technical gear which you required while climbing a mountain. All those training they go through, that has been done in the institute. And then after that, the next level of training is scaling a height. Before you go for Everest, before you are selected for Everest, you have to be a course qualified. You have to be a person who have scaled a 6,000 meter height, or you have to scale a 7,000 height. That is compulsory, mandatory for all the climbers who go for Everest expedition. So when all the students whom we have finally selected, they have gone through all this technical training. Still, I'll say, as an instructor, as a teacher, I'll say, even me as a climber, I'll say, I was totally not aware what is waiting for us in Everest.
So right after from Delhi, we went to Uttarkashi. In Uttarkashi we went to that institute of Nehru Mountaineering Institute. They train us a basic how to fix a rope, how to do the jumaring, how to use jumaring is like a equipment that we use in the rope to ascending up, and they teach us how to descending from a rock from the hills type. We have to they teach us how to climb the rocks face, and many other things like just for the basic of mountaineering training. So after from there, they take us to Abigamin, that is in Uttarakhand. And from there, I remember that we went by road only, by vehicles. So we stayed to one village. After from there, so the next day we have to go to the Goting. And from there, the Goting, we start to go for prepare ourselves what to be carried, because the clothing also we have to carry by ourselves. And going to Abigamin, we have to pass through the Goting village, and from there we have to walk by our feet to base camp. And from the base camp, I remember we have to carry a load, ferry by ourselves. And I remember in Abigamin was also the hardest expedition, because everything there in Abigamin we have to do by ourselves. We have to like carry the rope as well. We have to fix the tent by ourselves, only the cadets as well. So the team spirit and the teamwork here is also like very powerful. It's very strong. We have to do many things by ourselves. So it taught us a lot of things in Abigamin expedition. And from there in base camp, I remember there was also difficult parts where my body hasn't even haven't adapted with that temperature there. So right from base camp, so we moved to the camp 1, and then after the camp 1 we went to the intermediate camp, then camp 2, then we advanced base camp as well we went. So from there everything we have to do by ourselves. Our journey in Abigamin was yes, was a little bit tough, but it taught us a lot, like we have to do by yourself and all. So I remember that there when I had a course, I also get the best technical student from there. So it was also one of the inspiring thing for me that to keep motivate myself.
I'll say Siachen is the final selection training, and that is for a month or a couple of months, and it is challenging because it was conducted in the month of December, January, where it's already winters, and Siachen is known as, it is the highest battlefield, and staying there, for me personally, I think that Siachen training was in fact more challenging than the climbing Everest also.
I can say the biggest challenge selection process was in Siachen. So as we also trained in that Army Mountaineering Institute in Siachen. So yes, it was hard, it was challenge, it was difficult, but we still, as a team, we still push ourselves. We keep motivate as a team, as an NCC cadet, because as an NCC cadet, the motto is also unity and discipline. So we always remind ourselves to stay united, together, motivate each other and do well. I remember on February, we were back from the Siachen. So after back from Siachen, I was again on my work with my mother. I always help my mother as well in a shop. And I remember that our leader from Delhi, they called to every selection or every cadet who was selected for the Everest to inform. Then he was informing me that I have to be. Actually, on that time, I didn't know that I will be selected. So what he told me to be pick up a call with your parents. So when he was informing that your daughter is selected for the Everest, it's like, wow. I just want to give thanks to God first of all, because getting this result, it's something for me, it's very big something, something big for me, because it's not easy things to get selected for this kind of expedition. Make myself believe that I will do well and I will do my best. On March, I have to move from home to go to report in Delhi, and from Delhi we have to prepare all the clothing, all the many things as well there in Delhi. So then reaching in Delhi, I remember we still have to do some morning exercise. We have to wake up around 4 or 5. As an NCC cadet, we have to be disciplined on time as well, punctual. And I remember that every day we have to go for the morning practice in Delhi, then prepare ourselves the whole day. We have to prepare what to be carried, what to be taken to the Everest. So then on April, we move to Kathmandu, that is in Nepal. So then in Kathmandu, we stay for a few days to prepare ourselves a little bit. Then we move from Kathmandu by a small vehicle to the dangerous airport. That is the airport where it's taking us to that Lukla. So from Lukla, the journey starts, because from Lukla is the first village that we start to go for our journey to Everest. So from there we start our trekking by walking, carrying with a load, ferry as well. So from there we have to pass different village, just like Phagding, Dingpuche, Lobuche, and many more villages as well to reach to the Everest base camp.
All the technical part, the challenges, that was totally different. When we land up in base camp, there we rest for a week, I'll say. What we have to do there is we unpack our stuff. Then we we have to pack small stuff that we required in different camps. And then apart from that, the daytime we have to go for the training, like the Sherpa out there, those known as the ice doctor. We have those technical trainers there, they teach us how to cross the ladders. So all those training they taught us in the base camp, how to cross the ladder, how to how to do the self-arrest. But happiness when you go up, when sometimes there are some of the climbers who forgot to do the safety anchor also. They are tired, their mind is absent at that height. Our main challenge was to cross the Khumbu ice fall. All the technical part, all the technical challenges we are going to meet in the Khumbu ice fall. When we finally finish all the rotation part, the acclimatization, the load ferry and all, so we came back to the base camp. We spent some time. In fact, we went for trekking to the Gurek Sheikh, the Labuche villages which is nearby. We went for trekking, come back. We have good food. Everything was prepared very late. All the tasty food was prepared for us before we moved for the final push. There we've been made to watch Everest movie, and they show what all we are going to face. Above 7,000, what all difficulty, the dangerous thing can happen to you. So after that movie, we all will become overwhelmed. We will become emotional. Like yes, कुछ भी हो सकता है. Anything can happen to you there at that height.
So after the spending times in Everest base camp, they would also take us to the rotation to acclimatize well. First, the rotation we went is from the Everest base camp to the Khumbu icefall. So just like the real climb, I can say it's from the Everest base camp to the top. It's all full of ice, glacier. We have to cross ourselves. We have to wear proper suit, with the crampons, with the boots, climbing boots. So crampons are also like this spike, that grip while walking in the glaciers. We have to wear those as well. I remember wearing the harness and it's all our body have to be prepared. Like it's also heavy at the same times. Then we come back to Everest base camp. Then they would also teach us how to use these cylinder. We have to use a mask if we go up more for the 8,000 meter and above. So they also teach us how to remove the oxygen and all. So the cylinder. So many things they have taught us. We also get the chance to meet different people there, because in Everest it's also international. So people from different places, different country, they came there for their expedition. So we get to meet them, get to interact with them. It's also one of the best part. And I remember that we also get the chance to meet one of the Everest man, as they call, and he climbed Mount Everest for 31st time, and including the years that we went this year. And he also got a world record, the Sherpa Kami. So we are ready for it to go for after the rotation. We also went for the pre-Everest, that is Lobuche Peak. Even Lobuche Peak, and also I can say before Everest, I was find it very difficult, because there we have to adapt ourselves. We have to do things that keep motivate ourselves only. So I remember when I do the pre-Everest Everest day in Lobuche, there were also times that I giving up. It was very hard. So then I have a strong team as an NCC, which also motivate each other as a team, that to go together, inspire, motivate each other as well. So I get motivate from them. So still I have to keep motivate, especially by myself only, because only me who have the mindset of thinking of how to do and how to adapt myself on that situation. So yes, it was hard, but I didn't give up. I would always motivate myself, keep pushing more further. So then yes, we did summit the Lobuche Peak. So then we come back to Everest base camp, and there I remember that we have to, it's on the main itself, that actually the planning that they giving us to move for the final attempt, it was on the 11th. But again, due to the unpredictable weather climate, the window is not open for us to go for that summit. So we have to stay. Then we have to stay first in the Everest base camp. So when we got the information that yes, the window is open, so we can go further for this rail climb. So we moved on the 14th of May, and it was night, like 12 a.m. in the morning, that we have to ready to move, and it's always in the dark that we have to climb ourselves there. So I remember with our lamp in our forehead, and we have to follow what these front who are climbing, we have to follow the footstep as well. Then after the Khumbu icefall, then we reach in Camp 1. So then in Camp 1 we had a breakfast as well. So from there we still have time to go further. So then we move from there in Camp 1. We didn't spend much of the time in Camp 1. So then we moved to Camp 2. So then in Camp 2, I remember that we had our lunch there. And yes, going for there, it's also our body is not having a good appetite to eat foods as well. So we'd always survive with water. And I remember everywhere we go, water is one thing's important. And from Camp 2, I remember we went to that, before reaching Camp 3, there's one Lhotse face or Lhotse wall, which is also very steep. So we went there and come back. So there in Camp 2, it's also for the next day we slept there on that day, and the next day we have to move early in the morning to go to the Camp 3. And while going to the Camp 3, I remember that the Camp 2 was a little bit fine and the Camp 3 was a little bit slow. So we have to climb that wall with just a rope. There's one rope that is in the mountain as well. So by using the Jumar, we have to be holding that Jumar as well to go ascending up, and that can also help in a lot of things. So if by sudden you falls for the back, so that's also one of the safety, that it's grip, it won't fall his back. So we would walk and follow the Sherpa, and I remember that guide one, the one who is in the front, and we always have to follow him. So I remember that while crossing that, we have to cross that Lhotse wall as well. It's also one of the difficult parts.
Actually, that is it is a kind of a sand rock, I'll say. So while you traverse from Camp 3 to Camp 4, there is a part where you have to traverse via the Lhotse face. Lhotse is the fourth highest peak in the wall. You have to traverse via the Lhotse face. Once you cross that Lhotse face, then there is a sandy pad, it's a sand rock type. It's in the yellow color. That is known as the yellow band. And just at the back side, I'll say, when you go from the side, you will not be able to see the dead body. There's a dead body of a foreigner lying there, of a woman. So the moment you take that turn of that yellow band, then you're going to see that lady is sitting, and it's the Maski. She is sitting waiting to greet you, or wishing you luck, kind of.
And I remember on that time that I also met the first dead body. So it was between that Camp 3 to Camp 4, because it's my first time seeing that dead body there. So I was like asking the Sherpa, when did this person lie here, But still my heart was still, because they came here for summit Mount Everest, but something happened to them like that. So it's one of the toughest part for me. So I remember when, they give us information to be ready, that on the 6 a.m. we have to ready ourselves, everything, to be full prepared to go for the final summit push to the top of the world. Then I remember we have to fall in ourselves, because as the cadets, as from the NCC, before start our journey in anything or trekking in anything, we have to always fall in ourselves there. So as a cadet, we all be ready for ourselves, and all the cadet will take the things that we needed, preparing an oxygen, the new oxygen to be put it on, and start for the fall in and to move. So then the journey part start from Camp 4. And from Camp 4, so on that time we reach around the afternoon to through 3 p.m. So yes, we have to stay there. We can't sleep there in Camp 4, but we have to just rest ourselves to go to prepare ourselves in the evening around 6:30 to 7 p.m. to move for the final summit push to Mount Everest, top of the world. And I remember I would take a mask. I would always use a mask there as well. And I remember if I take out the mask, I also find difficult to breathe. And that is why, because it is at the high altitude. It is also at the 8,000 meter and above. So the 8,000 meter and above is also called as a dead zone, because it is also lack of oxygen. So we start to use more of the oxygen from there as well. Even though we sit, even though we do anything, we have to use the oxygen. So I remember that we have to be active together in that time. So I remember when they give us those where we might be hungry, that there's like a ready-made package, it's just like a porridge type that we just pour some hot water, then we have to eat. But I don't know, then at high altitude, appetite also is very difficult to have some food and all. So we'd always survive with water and chocolates, or with protein bars, the energy gel, with those only. So since then, I remember that we have to prepare ourselves, change ourselves well, what to be worn with the new socks as well, because going to the top also we have to be fresh ourselves, because we can't just wear the wet socks as well. We have to always change our socks. So I remember for 3-4 times we always have to wear to change our socks. We have to carry so many socks there as well, I remember. So those are the things that happen from Camp 4 and things. I would always want to always say to my Sherpa, don't leave, okay, because Mount Everest is very very something dangerous as well. So I'd always tell, don't leave, we will always be together and all together. And I remember I was feeling so sleepy on that time, because it was dark around, I think so when I reached there, it's around 10 or 11, where my eyes was like falling into sleep. But I have to always keep awake of myself, and I would always see the moon. I said, when will the sun comes out, because when we see the sun, so it's morning, So I'd always climb. I would always make myself alert, and my Sherpa would always be in front. So then after that, so we reach in balcony. So reaching in balcony, so that time we get a rest that I can sit, because the only thing that we passing from Camp 4 to that balcony, we have to always walk. Then we start walking, and I remember when I walk on that part, and because Everest is like kinda this side a slope for the other side, and one is a little bit slope. From the other side, it's very dangerous, where nothing can be seen, just an ice, that half ice, and something very dark there. So if one mistake happens from there, so we don't know, it can also be the the light snow that can be stable there in the top. So then from there, then I remember that my Sherpa, I don't know where he was there on that time. So I would have to struggle myself, do by myself on that time. So then my Sherpa would be, maybe he was in front of me at that time. So I remember that I was struggling myself on that rock part. So I would go slowly by slowly until I almost reached to the top. So it was around morning that I also submit at the top around 4:10 a.m. in the morning. So I remember reaching at the top. First thing I do is like just make me sit first, because I've been walking for long hours. I didn't even get to sit anywhere, so now I'll just sit. So the one important things to while climbing the peaks, it can be any peaks or mountains. First thing we have to keep in our mind is safety, because if we are not putting the safety first, if something happens, so it's your mistake only. So we have to be very alert with that safety anchor. So the first of all I do there is always safety ourselves first. Then after that, then I would sit, I would rest, I would wait for some time. Then I was so tired, and I remember that my Sherpa also was there. Then there were also some of the cadets who were there. So we can't just stay long on top of the world. And I remember then first thing I will give thanks to God, who have given me the strength to reach on top of the world. After that photo and all, so I would see the beautiful view, surrounding with peaks. I remember, it's beautiful, like the clouds. I'm speechless. Speaking by my own words, I can't express, but I've seen with my own eyes. It's so beautiful. So first thing, and also I can say that God is too powerful to create that big, huge mountains, that the highest peak in the world. It's something very incredible.